Hello, and welcome to the 2020-2021 Homecoming Assembly. This year's homecoming is much different than homecomings of Leechburg's past, but then again, nothing lately has been as it once was. I would like to thank all of the faculty, staff, administration, and school board for helping to make this homecoming a success, despite all of the hurdles, including a global pandemic. After introductions from their escorts, the Corps will present their speeches. This year's theme is My Life in Others' Words. Words have power. Words can hurt, words can heal, words can break you down, and words can lift you up. Each young lady will tell you of a quotation or a phrase that has in some way, shape, or form impacted her life. At this time, I will turn it over to the candidates and their escorts. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Leechburg. I'm here to introduce Madison May Hanen, the daughter of Matthew Hanen and Marie Kozlowski. Madison likes to run track, hang out with her friends, and go to the gym. Her hobbies include watching Adventure Time, listening to Leonard Skinner, playing with her cats Muse and Mr. Peanut Butter, and watching the Miami Heat. Her future plans are either to open up a business or become a real estate agent. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce you, Madison May Hanen.
Hi everyone, it's me, Madison Hanen. Before I get started, I'd like to thank everyone that made homecoming possible this year and just say how grateful I am to be a part of it. Also a big thank you to my wonderful escort, Dalton Gary Ham. This year's theme was My Life in Others' Words, and it took me a while to find something that I could really relate to. It's hard to find one quote to describe 18 years. Until I remembered a song I listened to as a kid. The song is Take It Easy by the Eagles. If you've never heard it, listen to it right now because it's a banger. One particular lyric that always stuck with me was don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. What really means is to not let your own thoughts overcome you. Just like how a car's wheels always make a sound, you can learn to tune it out and focus on the present and the road ahead. Growing up, I realized my biggest enemy was really myself, and I put a lot of pressure on myself to make sure everyone liked me, and often got too caught up in my own thoughts. You should always be your biggest critic, but there's a point where you need to put the day-to-day brain chatter aside and take it easy, which can be hard, especially in such a close-knit school and town like Leechburg. I joined clubs and I played sports that I wasn't super interested in, just trying to find where I fit in. Eventually I decided that softball and track weren't too bad. I see it as if you want to spend your days playing basketball, painting, playing video games, starting a stamp collection, or even walking the railroad tracks listening to Mac Miller, there's no wrong way to be happy. And it took me some time to realize that everyone didn't need to think what made me happy was cool for it to still make me happy. When I finally stopped listening to the sound of my own wheels, I had more fun. I found my real friends and I overall felt better about myself. I stopped caring so much what people thought about me and how they looked at me. I still get caught up in my own thoughts, but I can view them differently now and it doesn't affect me anymore. I've had some pretty low lows, but also some really high highs. I wouldn't describe my childhood as average. I've moved about 12 times in my life, somehow managing to stay at the same school. But I'm very accustomed to change, and through my hardship, I've only learned from it. Though it may not have been a good time then, it taught me that everybody does struggle. You really never know what a person's going through at home or even in their own head, so it's easier to just be nice. We can't decide the things that happen in our life, but we can decide how we respond to them. As I end my speech, I'm about to give the advice of a lifetime. Enjoy every minute of it because it goes so fast. One day you fall asleep in Mr. Hook's class, and then next thing you know, you wake up and you're getting fitted for a cap and gown. Don't be afraid to be yourself ever, and don't be afraid to stop listening to the sound of your own wheels. Live for this moment right now, and let the past be the past, and let the future be the future. No one knows what life will bring. The best way to enjoy it is by staying true to yourself. Because as the Eagles say, we may lose and we may win, but we will never be here again, so we ought to take it easy.
Good afternoon. I'm here to introduce to you McKenna Isabella Pierce, the daughter of William and Sherry Pierce and the sister of Morgan Pierce. McKenna is involved in many activities. She is the captain of the volleyball team and the cheerleading squad. She is also on the softball team. She is the editor-in-chief of the yearbook club and secretary of the student council. She is president of the senior class National Honor Society, drama club, and Blue Notes. McKenna's hobbies include making things with her cricket, watching Grey's Anatomy with her boyfriend John, and hanging out with friends and family. She plans to further her education at Carlisle University by studying nursing. She plans to later become a certified nurse anesthetist or a nurse practitioner. She also plans on playing softball at Carlisle. It is my great honor and pleasure to introduce to you the wonderful and hilarious McKenna Isabella Pierce.
Thank you, Tucker. I just want to take a moment and thank you for escorting me. I am so happy that I got the opportunity to have you as my escort. Also, I would like to thank the senior class for nominating me onto the homecoming court. It is truly a blessing that I got to share the stage with these 4 beautiful and talented young ladies. I still remember those birthday parties at Skyland's house when we went crazy with the shaving cream and we accidentally called 911. Madison, Arwen, Skyland, and Olivia, I just want to thank you guys for making this the best experience I could ask for. When Mondale gave us the prompt, I instantly knew what I wanted to talk about. As the baby in my family, I have always been in a rush to grow up. When I was in elementary school, I couldn't wait to get to junior high because there were so many more opportunities. Growing up has a lot of perks, like being able to drive, getting a job, or being able to online shop with your own debit card. And through all of those events, one song has stuck with me through all of my years of high school is The Climb by Miley Cyrus. This song taught me many lessons, including to never give up or take anything for granted. But one song lyric from the song, that's my holy grail, is it's always going to be an uphill battle, but sometimes you're going to have to lose. Many times in our life, we are thrown curveballs and we never know where they may take us. My family is very family-oriented. We do everything together, like having Thanksgiving, Christmas, and family game nights. My whole life, my family has supported me and always pushed me to be the best person I can be. But one thing that has pushed me the most is how my grandparents and parents were always able to be at every softball and volleyball game. At the end of last year, God really threw me a curveball. Never in a million years did I think when I would walk down this stage for graduation, my pap wouldn't be there. My pap was my rock. He always had that tough love, we'd like to say. The moment when we got the news that my pap passed away, I knew right away what he would want me to do. And that would be to take care of my Grammy. My Grammy is the strongest person that I know. She always knows my pap is in a better place now and is always going to be an uphill battle. It truly has been hard the last couple of months, but we will get through it. My parents have always been in my corner every step of the way. They always tell me nothing is going to be easy, so you have to always work for it. Being the youngest, it has really helped me to push myself to become a better person. In The Climb, Miley Cyrus says it perfectly. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking, sometimes might knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. Life will truly knock you down sometimes, and you just have to keep moving on. My parents always said, if someone knocks you down, just keep being you because that's the best person you can be. When I was writing this speech, life threw me another curveball. I should have been focusing on my speech, but a tragic event happened. We had to put my dog down due to complications with cancer. It really is true. You never know what's going to happen in life. Nothing is ever guaranteed. We all have experienced a setback in life that might have knocked you down. But everyone has a way with pushing through rough times and overcoming tragic events. But the way I keep going is to scream the climb and just cry. Because even though I know life will throw me curveballs every now and then, I know that I can learn from it and then keep going. Because life is a climb, and the best way to survive is to never give up. Lastly, I would like to thank Tucker again for making this a memorable moment we can look back on forever. Also, I would like to thank my family and friends for always being there for me. Finally, I would love to thank the senior class for letting all of these girls represent our class on the homecoming court. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce to you Arwen Dolores Brack. She is the daughter of Melissa and Tracy and sister of Rena, Tyler, Alyssa, and Isabella. She is also the big sister of her dog, Presley Marie, who has Arwen wrapped around her little paw. Arwen is a very involved member of many clubs and activities, including Student Council, which she is the senior school board representative, and SAD Club and Interact Club, both of which she is president. She is also a member of the Art Club, Brave, and National Honor Society. Arwen oversees the Giving Closet, is a yearly participant in Eat Your Art Out, and a loved worker in the volleyball concession stand. She is a member of the cheer squad and the softball team. Arwen can be seen volunteering throughout the community at many different events, such as Pink Day, the Five Forces softball tournament, or at many Leechburg churches. She has earned almost 200 hours of community service because of it. When Arwen is not busy doing any of these things, she can be seen lifeguarding and teaching swim lessons at the YMCA, binge watching Grey's Anatomy, having family movie nights, babysitting, modeling dresses at Get Dressed Formals, braiding people's hair, or making TikToks. Arwen's future plans are to attend Washington and Jefferson College. She has yet to declare a major. So, look out because here she comes, Miss Arwen Dolores Rack.
Hello. Before I begin, there are some people that need appreciated. Thank you to Vaughn for being such a fantastic escort. Thank you to my classmates who nominated me onto the homecoming court. Thank you to the teachers who have pushed me to do my best. And a very special thank you to Ms. Prorock for letting me practically live in the art room. Thank you to my family for all their support, especially my grandmother. And a huge thank you to my birth mother and the mother who walked into my life when I was 5 years old. You also might know her as Poppy. Thank you again, everyone, for playing such an important role in my life. My life in others' words. At first, I thought this was going to be easy, but then when I started, it proved to be a lot more difficult than I imagined. I thought it was easy to write about myself, but it actually went in the opposite direction. It's a lot easier to write about somebody else or someone else. After some thought, only one thing instantly came to my mind. A set of lyrics from a movie that was not only about diversity, but for standing up for yourself even when people push you down. My quote is, "I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies, this is me." There are so many other options I could have chosen, but I feel like these lyrics define me and my life perfectly. Growing up, I was usually the odd one out, or in other words, the outsider. I never really fit into a specific group of friends. I always bounced around. Mainly because when I was younger, due to custody reasons, I didn't really get a chance to make friends, hang out on weekends, or even go to birthday parties. I was always switching back and forth between my parents for about 12 years. Because of that, I was actually able to become much closer to my family, especially my mothers and my siblings. We always did things together like beach vacations, trips to the movies, and family surprise fun days. Because I was raised by these two strong women, I've learned to be more confident in myself, stand up for what's right, root for the underdog, and I've learned to roll with the punches. I've also learned a few things about myself. I am big-hearted, outgoing, indecisive, stubborn, understanding, sweet, loud, naive, strong, and crazy. But with all those characteristics, I march on to the beat I drum. Let's fast forward in my life a little bit. When I started junior high, I also began to cheer, but little did I know that cheerleading would have the biggest impact on my life. At first, I had no idea what I was doing, but with help from others, I now stand up here as someone who helps middle schoolers in the same place I was. Cheering forced me to perform in front of everyone. I was really scared and messed up a lot, but that's what junior high was for, to learn, right? By the time I became a freshman, I was a lot better than where I started, but I still have a long ways to go. By the time I was a senior, I practiced a lot harder, and I hardly make any mistakes now. Cheers taught me that I'm not scared to be seen. When I'm older, I want to be a lot of things. The only way to find what those things are is to grow up and discover what they are. But sometimes it's hard to grow and discover because life is a balance of ups and downs. With that, there's also the burden of rejection and being underestimated. But I'm ever-changing and unpredictable, so I make no apologies for being myself. So those ones will always change into other ones. I never fit the mold, and I never did, and I never will. And you don't have to either. Just like I don't fit your stereotypical cheerleading mold. I'm a Marvel-loving, Star Wars-watching, McDreamy-obsessed, chicken nugget eating, cookie baking, Presley walking, Amazon spending, equality believing young woman. This is me. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm introducing to you Miss Skyland Marie Raypush, the daughter of Bob and Kristen Raypush. Skyland is a varsity softball player. She is a cheerleading captain and a captain of the volleyball team. She is secretary of our National Honor Society. Skyland's hobbies include being with her friends and family and watching Netflix. She also enjoys running. Her future plans are to attend Carlow University for nursing and also play volleyball there. Then she plans to further her education to become a pediatric nurse practitioner. It is my highest honor and pleasure to introduce to you Miss Skyland Marie Raypush.
Thank you, Cameron. Thank you for being such a great escort and sharing this amazing memory with me. When I was growing up, my dad would get the whole family up in the morning to clean the house. This was our weekly routine. Everyone was given a specific chore. Usually my sister and I were only told to sweep the floor and clean our rooms. We wanted to get the job done quickly so we could have the rest of the day to ride our bikes or play with our neighbors, Maggie Hack and Emma McCracken. We always rushed through our chores, not putting much thought into it besides our end goal of getting done. Every Sunday, Maylee and I would rush downstairs to tell my dad we were finished, and he would come check our work. Even though we felt satisfied in the job we had done, he was not. He said we needed to give 100% to our chores instead of giving 50% each time. Little did I know his encouragement was a blessing in disguise. I never realized the importance of his words until I began softball, volleyball, cheer, and became more focused on my academics. I would be a totally different person if it weren't for my parents pushing me and encouraging me to give 100% in everything I did, big or small. The main quote I chose to represent me and the importance of my family is, "What we do makes a difference, and we have to decide what difference we want to make." My mom has always been like a best friend to me. I could talk to her about anything from gossip, sports, boys, and my sister Maylee, because we all talk about our siblings. She has impacted my life in a way I could not explain. She took me to my first dance class, first dance competition, first day of school, first school dance, and many others. She has played a very important role in my life. Ever since I was little, she always told me to shoot for the stars and the sky's the limit. I never put much thought into those words until I started looking more into my future. I want what is best for me, and I try as hard as I can to get there. And all I can think about are those encouraging words, shoot for the stars and the sky's the limit. As I am furthering my academics beyond high school, she has taught me a very good lesson of never giving up. I appreciate everything she has taught me. I am so thankful for her. My mom is a difference maker in my life because of this. Like most of us, a dad is there to make any day better with their jokes, help us excel in our academics, and do well in sports. Luckily, I was one of those kids with a great dad. He's made a significant difference in my sports, my academics, and in my life in general. He always took me to my batting practices, softball practices, and ASA games. He was also my coach for a couple of years. He devoted 100% of his time to attend all of my games and practices, and this showed me I needed to do exactly that. I wanted to be just like him. Since my dad showed up in my life every day and in every way, my dad is a difference maker. Other than my parents making a difference in my everyday life, my softball, volleyball, and cheer teams have all impacted me. Although we are a small school, it provides many opportunities to get involved. From band and choir, to cheer and volleyball, to baseball and softball, to basketball and track, and to the theater and arts. No matter what you, or I, or any of us have gotten involved in, our coaches and our teachers have made a difference in some way. I started each sport very young, and everyone accepted me, no matter my skill level. I consider each of my teams as more of a family. We talk about our day, how to overcome a problem, and how to achieve our goal of winning. My teammates made me realize the importance of friendship, communication, leadership, and focus. Because of how welcoming and sportsmanlike they are, they made a difference on how I expect a team to be. I have made so many memories throughout the many years I have played sports. An unforgettable one happened this summer when Coach Hebrank made the whole team run a mile every single practice. Everyone moaned and groaned before walking outside because who wants to run a mile at 7 a.m.? We still pushed through and started running. Every time we would pass her at the bottom of the hill, she would tell us, "Good job, only one more lap left, or you got this, keep pushing." As the days went on, we continued to set goals with each other. We wanted to better the time it took us to run. The very last time we ran the mile, everyone improved their time, at least by some, and we all felt accomplished. Nobody was motivated to run in the early morning, but she knew we would push through it. She made running a mile a motivation for us to do better. She showed me pushing through a hard obstacle leads to a great outcome, and I'm extremely grateful for that. Thanks, Coach. All of my coaches are difference makers in my life. To all the difference makers out there, to my mom and dad, to my coaches and teachers, and to my friends and family, thank you. Everybody in this school is important, but we all can be difference makers in our lives and in the lives of others. As I wrap things up, I would like to thank the 4 other beautiful ladies on the court. I am grateful to share this honor with you. The senior class for this amazing opportunity, and to my family and friends for always being my inspiration and support. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to be able to introduce to you Olivia May Scheimer, the daughter of Lisa and Heath Scheimer, the older sister of Cameron Scheimer. Some of her activities include, let me do so with a quote of my own, she wears high heels, she wears sneakers, she's cheer captain, and she's on the bleachers. As a cheer captain and drum major and marching band, Olivia is also in concert band, choir, drama club, Spanish club, math team, NHS, and student council. She also plays softball, so let's not mess with her when she wields a bat. As for her hobbies, she drinks a lot of coffee. Liv, let's be real, it's a lot. She also enjoys hanging out with family, friends, and her boyfriend, making TikToks, watching Grey's Anatomy on Netflix, and going to the beach when the weather is appropriate. After high school, Olivia plans to attend Duquesne University to pursue a dual major in secondary math education and math. Anyways, I'm not going to keep you, Leechburg, waiting. I am very honored to be able to introduce to you the beautiful and extremely talented Olivia May Scheimer.
Good afternoon. I would like to begin by saying thank you to Ivan for being such a great escort throughout this whole process and for being such an awesome friend and great assignment partner. I know I can always count on you to get something done, be straight up with me, or to be there if I need anything. Also, thank you for not running in the opposite direction now that we sit at the same lunch table and you see my true crazy. I've listened to a great deal of wise words throughout my life by countless different people, but a quote that has really stuck with me was something I wasn't told. In 2016, my 8th grade year, Leechburg put on the musical Big Fish in the spring. This was my first time to ever participate in a musical, and I'm so happy that I got over myself and auditioned. It was such a meaningful show and one of my personal favorites to be a part of. In the first song, a father named Edward Bloom tells his young son about all of the far-fetched and seemingly fictional adventures he's experienced. He sings to his son, "Be the hero of your story." Looking back, this specific line of the song was something that I should have internalized a long time ago. It wasn't until just last year that I started to incorporate it into my life. Beginning in about 7th grade, I started to break away from my peers during the school day because I was taking courses mainly with the class ahead of me. My education track continued that way, and last year I found myself with the class of 2020 all day, and I was spending my free time with them as well. However, I wasn't quite in sync with them socially. I couldn't drive at the same time as them, participate in certain activities, and in the early years, I couldn't even be on their sports teams. I was always just one step behind all of my friends. It was a constant reminder that even though they tried their best to include me, I was not a part of them. It left me feeling alone and as if I was constantly chasing after people who didn't need me as much as I needed them. I felt as though I needed to put on a different persona to seem more exciting to be with. On the contrary, with my own graduating class, I was always out of touch. I wasn't experiencing the same things they were, so most times I felt as though I couldn't relate. This same feeling was also true outside of the school day as well. I am involved in a pretty wide variety of activities, and I don't really identify wholly with just one of them. For example, my cheerleading and softball friends are much different than my drama club and marching band friends. Actually, this is the sole reason why I absolutely hated having birthday parties. One time, I threw caution to the wind because I figured I should at least have one birthday party, and someone asked me, "Why are all these band kids here?" At the time, I clammed up and didn't say anything, but looking back, I wish I just would have had the courage to say, "Excuse me, those are my friends, and hello, you showed up to a band kid's party." Reflecting on the past, I realized that I've wasted so much time trying to figure out how I fit into other people's lives and what they thought of me, when instead I should have done the opposite. Becoming the hero in my own story is one of the best things that has ever happened to me. I am so much happier with myself and my life. Because I have stopped caring what people think of me, I found that everything I do, in school or outside of school, is that much better. I don't care if people think I'm a band geek or a crazy drama club person anymore, and I have 10 times the fun at rehearsals and performances than I used to because of it. I enjoy my classes so much more because I've accepted the fact that I'm a little nerdy and I don't care who knows it. I'm not embarrassed to perform during halftime at basketball games or dress up for spirit days like I used to be. I will post just about any TikTok I make because that's what makes me happy. It's even as simple as accepting the way I look. I've been little and looked younger than all my age throughout my entire life, and it used to be something that I was super self-conscious about. Now it is one of the things I like most. In fact, I use it to my advantage. It's a great conversation starter, a way to be a part of some pretty awesome cheerleading stunts, and an excuse to have a short girl attitude. I've got that one perfected. Of all the things about myself or things that I like to do that may not be cool in the general sense are the things I love most about myself. However, I've come to realize that there are no main characters in any story without a bunch of killer side characters. As Edward Bloom also says, the best part of an adventure are the people that you meet. I've met so many influential and amazing people throughout my time here at Leechburg, and I would like to take a minute to talk about some of the people who have played important roles in my life story. To begin, I think it would be fitting to start with the person who I was first introduced to, Madison. My first day at Leechburg is a day I will never forget. My dad walked me to Mrs. Delvecchio's 4th grade class because I was too scared to walk by myself, and Mrs. Delvecchio told me where to sit. I sat down, looked to my left, and there you were with a big and almost creepy smile on your face. Before I could even get a word out, you said, "Hi, my name's Madison. I speak dolphin," and then proceeded to make a dolphin noise. All I could think was, oh my God, I totally just sat down next to the weird girl, but that was so far from the truth. You are one of the funniest people I know, and the amount of little one-liners that you've come up with over the years, along with the iconic softball rain dance, will always bring a smile to my face. McKenna, there have been months where it has felt like we were almost living together between cheerleading, musical, softball, and for a hot minute there, band. I wouldn't trade that time for anything, and I cherish all of the memories we have created. Arwen, you are one of the sweetest people I know. I admire how you are always wholeheartedly into whatever you are doing, whether it be painting a sign, making a dance, or planning the prom. We share the same love for our school and little Leechburg traditions. Skylin, your annual crazy birthday party sleepovers were one of the things I always looked forward to. From staying up all night, to shaving cream fights, to random made-up games, we did it all. Also, you're my favorite outfield buddy, and I wouldn't want to yell "squeeze" to anyone else, so prepare yourself for one more season of it because it totally makes a difference. I know it does. Bailey, there are so many things I could stand here and say, but I just want to thank you for being you. I think you may have single-handedly saved my senior year, and I am so proud to call you my best friend. Thank you for always getting coffee and being crazy with me, listening to me scream I should probably go to bed even though I know you hate it, riding with me in the car so I won't be lonely even though Tucker goes to the same place 95% of the time, making me look tall in pictures, and simply just always being there. To all of my teachers, coaches, family members, and peers, thank you for making these past 9 years at Leechburg as amazing as they have been. Thank you for supporting me, pushing me to become a better person, and helping shape my past and future. My story would be incomplete without every single one of you.
'Cause girls like you run around with guys like me till sundown. When I come through, I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Girls like you love fun and yeah, me do what I want. When I come through, I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah.
She was alive like a fine skylight, and when the sky starless. While your life you've never seen a woman taken by the wind. Would you stay if she promised you heaven? Will you ever win?
It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. Don't save her, she don't wanna be saved. Don't save her, she don't wanna be saved. Don't save her, she don't wanna be saved. Don't save her, she don't wanna be saved.
So I put my hands up to play my song, the butterflies fly away. Nodding my head like yeah, moving my hips like yeah. Got my hands up to play my song, I know I'm gonna be okay. Yeah, it's a party in the USA. Yeah.
So say I'm in middle of the road, not much to show, underachieving, average Joe. But I'm a hell of a lover, a damn good brother, and I wear this heart on my sleeve. Wanted 5 more minutes.
Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me.
trying to catch a good time, even if it takes all night. Since that I've been before, couple magnets, recipes, and Polaroids. Yeah, but that's my life on the refrigerator door.
Just anyone to hold. I don't want my love to go to waste. I want you and you're beautiful, so you're the one I wanna chase. You're the one I wanna hold. I won't let another minute go to waste. I want you and you're beautiful, so.
Tomorrow night, between the junior varsity and varsity boys basketball games, we will crown this year's homecoming queen. You will be able to watch all of the action for the games and the crowning during the live stream. Simply go to the LASD Athletics YouTube channel to see it all. The Corps would like to thank their parents and families for all of their love and support, Eve Hebrank, Leechburg Floral for the beautiful flowers, Angela Vigna for her amazing photography skills, Jacob Morochek, Michelle Ferretti, Sita Jewelers, Lauren Morochek, the Mothers Club, Amy Barley and the Student Council, Jolyn Young, the entire Leechburg faculty and staff, the maintenance staff, Doug Rogers, Dina Turner, Tiffany Nix, and the Leechburg Area School Board. At this time, all sophomores, juniors, and seniors should access their school email, where they will find a Google form ballot to vote for this year's homecoming queen. All ballots must be submitted tonight by 11:59 p.m. Thank you.